Right, I'm here with Jason of Fever 333. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Now, I want to talk about the fact that you are kind of an activist, you're doing demonstrations, you're being very vocal about important issues, because I'm someone that talks about chronic illness and disability and mental health. And because of that, people expect me to talk about everything and be vocal about every problematic issue that's going on. How do you decide what you speak up about and what you leave to someone else to speak about?
If I am well enough educated on the matter, I will discuss it if I feel strongly about the matter in that time. I'm a very reactive person. So on stage, there are things that happen that very day that I might want to talk about that might be very different from what I talked about yesterday. And if I can talk about it honestly and genuinely, then I think that it can reach more people than if I was just, repeating diatribes or something dogmatic every night.
Yeah.
I just talk about what I feel. And sometimes what I'm feeling is not what someone else is feeling. And so I try to open it up in a way that allows them to respond if they want to. And if they don't have to. I'm not going to keep pushing it on people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is crazy, isn't it, how that people just expect you to just keep talking shit about things. You know what I'm saying? Like, here, talk about this and this and this.
Yeah, why have you not mentioned this? Why are you not talking about this? That's the thing,
right? That's the thing. And I think that, there's a very inherently selfish nature in human beings, just definitionarily selfish.
Yeah.
We think about ourselves a lot because we need to survive. And I think because of that, people are like, but this is what I want from you. This is what I want from you. So why are you not doing what I want? And not even, and the thing is due to perspective, people sometimes don't have perspective and they don't even see it like that.
No.
And it's like, who do you blame? Is it you for not saying it, or is it them for expecting something that you don't really, they're not entitled to?
And sometimes they don't even care about the cause. They literally just want to hear from you.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Or they want to hear you fuck up.
Yeah.
They want to hear you
fall in the trap.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They want you to make a misstep. They want to be able to talk shit about the way you approach something. And here's the thing. I'm gonna fuck up a bunch. But
we all do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you openly fuck up, and if you can understand it as a means to improve yourself, then you're good. Let people say whatever they're gonna say, do whatever they're gonna do.
Because I think a lot of people hold back in terms of speaking out about important issues because they're worried about the terminology they use.
Absolutely.
That they might not be the best ally they can be.
Absolutely.
But does that worry you, or do you just go, I know it's coming from a good place, I'm going to try my best, and that's all I can do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I very much consider myself a feminist, and I was in Australia, and I said, I used a colloquial term. It was like a phrase. I said I'll say it because I don't want people to think I said something crazy. I said you do you, boo boo. It's like a thing that we say at home in England and shit. It's dumb. It's
I've heard it in films as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like one of those things. And there was a woman who hit me up afterwards and was like, I think what you said was just really degrading. And I was like, I just don't see it that way, and I really want to see where you're coming from. Yeah. So we talked, and at the end of it, to be honest, I was like, the application and assignment of that phrase for me was if anything, it was just endearment, and also very, very tertiary. It wasn't anything serious. And sometimes that's okay too. Is just trying to understand. But I said, I'm sorry that you feel that way, and I'll if I'm in your presence, I won't say that again. But I still can't see that. That to me is I don't know. That's just where I'm from. I'm from Inglewood.
Yeah.
Boo, bae, baby, ma, mama, whatever.
Just naturally flows out.
Yeah, and I'm not, but again, I'm aware of it. So I don't say it on stage anymore. But if I'm talking to you right now, or if I'm kicking with the homies, and I might say something like that. Yeah, I'll be like, oh, what's up, baby? Because that's probably my baby.
Yeah.
Because she probably knows herself as not my. See, now I'm getting now it's now it's like a possession. You know what I'm saying? My wife. You know what I'm saying? That's my baby. My son. That's also my baby.
It's an affectionate term to you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Now I want to talk about the pressures of being a frontman in general. Although I know you're very much a team. It's a team ethic. But you are the one that has to do press often. Like today, people want to come up to you, and some days you wake up and you just don't want to speak to anyone. You want to be under your duvet, curtains closed.
Yeah.
What do you do on those days?
just understand that I try to give myself perspective. I'm just lucky to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be in a office, which I don't want to be doing. So I think that I just go, you know what, this is part of it. And also trying to offset it with, you know, elements of self-care and being around people that I love and that I like and doing something that I love and I like and understanding it as a sum of parts kind of situation. You know, this is just part of everything that I do. And I love what I do. So that's it. Give yourself perspective. Yeah. Try your best. But also be honest. Like, shit, I feel like shit. Like, earlier I was like, yeah, I got a headache. But it's all good. I could have a headache in a cubicle. Yeah. You know? So true. I'm here at Download. It's all good.
Do you think the culture of the music industry has improved? Because obviously we've got lots of initiatives now. There's hotlines for people to call. They've even got porter cabins here for people to go and talk to people if they need it. But is the culture actually changing? Like, because you're still a business to some people. Yeah. You're still, you know, a product to some people.
I don't know. Here, the reason I don't know is because I've just been so enveloped in what I think is the right thing to do for so long.
Yeah.
And I've tried not to judge people when I can, but when there's something like ostensibly wrong, and I think that there's some ironically degenerative and toxic behavior being bred from what we think is a good initiative or we think is a good attempt. A lot of this outrage and call-out culture, I think, has partitioned us in places to where we can't really have discussions anymore. Or in a lot of ways we can't have discussions, and people are afraid to open their mouths at all.
I agree.
And I also think that we've encouraged people. I want to encourage people beyond just talking about not just. After they're brave enough to talk about their pain, their trauma, their experience, I want them to understand that is a huge, huge, huge beneficial element to their healing. And I just don't know how often we talk about that. I really don't. And me personally, I misidentified with my own sadness for so many years that I had nobody really telling me. I come from a culture where you don't even use the word. I can tell you this right now. There's so many black men around me growing up, and to this day still, that I've never seen cry, let alone say I'm sad. I've never even heard any of my homies from home say I'm sad. I've never heard that.
It's the association with weakness,
absolutely,
isn't it?
Yeah, the sense of vulnerability that can be, dangerous to your very existence.
Yeah.
And it's so complex, right? There's so many levels to it, especially being black in America, but black around the world, really, person of color, a woman in the world. You know, the sort of like being relegated into these spaces that are less than for centuries. Like, this isn't just like recent. That's another thing too, is understanding this is much deeper than just music culture.
Oh yeah.
This is like a global instance that we've been fighting against for so long, and understanding where that balance lies, and understand that we need to talk. I don't know if we can.
Thing is, for me, I think we're encouraging people to talk a lot, but we're not saying what then, what comes next after the talking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. And I'm not being insensitive, because I think we need to talk, obviously.
Of course.
But what do we do? Yeah, but what do we do?
What's next?
Yeah, we can talk what we want, but where's the action?
Yeah.
And in America, we just experienced our, unfortunately, our largest rate of suicide and drug overdose fatalities. So yes, as you said, the initiatives are there, and there's more, and they're amplifying. But why are the statistics still that bad? And we have to ask those questions. You have to ask those questions. You know, why? Why are we, if we think we're doing so well and we're talking so much, and we have a culture that is identifying with sadness and mental health in the way that it is, why are we dying the way we are? It's so frequently. What do you think?
Well, my constant thing is, I think sometimes it's being used in the media just to get the headlines and the shareable videos and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
And I think actually we need to have some useful information within that to go, okay, you've got yourself to that vulnerable position where you've opened up and shared.
Yeah.
Now we've got to look after you and make sure we can do something with that's going to put you in good stead in the future.
Do you ever feel like there's been a culture that's created that is encouraging people to subscribe to a sense of sadness that they might not have necessarily as heavily invested in if it wasn't so popularized in music or
I see it a lot in the music industry. It's like cool to be struggling sometimes, and I'm not saying people don't have their struggles. We've all got our struggles, but it shouldn't be something you aspire to have. It's something we have and we don't want to have, but we deal with it. But it shouldn't be a trend.
Yeah, that's my question, and I've been struggling with this for years. Is because I even know that I was in there, but I was quietly in pain. Like, I mean, I was by myself doing crazy things, not telling anyone for years. And I'm not saying that everybody's pain and trauma is different, and it looks different for everyone. But I do often wonder, how much are we promoting and how much are we healing, and where's the balance? You know, if we're promoting this idea of like, it's okay, we're all freaks and we're fucked up, and that's it. And that's it.
Let's celebrate that.
Let's celebrate. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how healthy it is. I don't think it's an intricate enough approach. It's not tailor-made enough. It's not bespoke enough. Everyone needs to be dealt with individually and not this blanket thing. So it's going to be a long journey, isn't it? Yeah. And I think that's another thing too, man. Like, we have to be honest with ourselves. All of these changes are going to take a fucking long time. I talk about it all the time with my son. I'm like, well, he doesn't know what I'm saying, but I talk to him every night before he goes to bed, and I'm like, look, this is what's going on. And I don't say this to him because I don't want this ingrained in his subconscious, but I do think about it when I leave his room. I think you might go to war for water. You might still be afraid to be gay or trans or queer or finding your identity. You might fall into a economic depression that I'll never see. You know, all these things. And what happens then? What's next? When are we going to stop kicking the fucking can down the road and pick it up and deal with it? I don't know.
Who's going to take that responsibility?
I guess you kind of have to want to first and foremost, and it's definitely not the most attractive thing to acquire as a generation, but I just want more from my generation. I hope that we're willing to do it, because I have a son, and people have sons and daughters and nieces and nephews and young friends that are going to incur and inherit our debts. So I'm willing to fucking pick it up and to deal with it.
Same reason I've gone vegan for that reason as well. We've got to think about the future generations, haven't we?
100%. Okay. If we're gonna talk about that, absolutely. When people always ask me this too, why do I eat vegan? Why am I vegan? Why do I do this? It's literally, I just say it as simply as that. It's like, I just want my son to be able to not have to fly to Mars to live in a biosphere, and not to go to war for water. And you know, that if it's something as I don't want to say simple, but something as direct and immediate as your dietary choices, I'm willing to do that. And just understanding what it means on that scale. Because people get so offended, right? Especially when I'm from Los Angeles, you know, like this whole green movement that can seem like, fuck you if you don't. It's another thing, man. Like, people aren't going to want to get on board if you say that they're evil for not doing it in the first place. So, yeah, man, I think, and also your strongest vote in a Western world where capitalism certainly does offer itself as a pillar is your dollar. Like, what are you spending your money on? Are you spending it on things that are destroying the rainforest, depleting all of our land resources because of agricultural needs, encouraging political systems and ideologies and agendas that destroy everything for 99% of the people of citizenship, within the citizenship? Or are you putting a dollar towards an initiative that might help my son, or even help us immediately if we need it?
It's about making informed decisions and being conscious, isn't it, really, of what you're doing?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it really is. But I mean, at the same time, think about it. I mean, how easy is it to not?
Oh, yeah. You know? I did it for years.
Yeah. I mean, like, where is it?
I'm guilty.
Yeah, my phone. You know, it's like looking at my phone and going like, whoa, that's crazy. This guy, I don't even know. Like, you know, this guy threw a basketball off a roof into this basketball hoop. That's crazy. And then flick next. Oh my God, that monkey looks like it's throwing up a gang sign. That's funny. And then boom, they're moving over, and like, oh, this person's really depressed. Move along. Like, I mean, honestly, like, we're living in an age where obviously we're going to need to adapt and evolve. We just need to understand what we're willing to to give up in order to enjoy the little joys of like technology and the evolution of this generation. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I guess it's easy to not give a fuck.
Well, I think I've got to wrap this up because I've been nattering on pretty much all afternoon. You've
been fantastic. And just honestly, thank you for what you're doing. I just want to say this, like, so people can see this. Is that the one? Is the camera? These are the harder conversations. These are the things that are confronting. These are things that we have been putting in a position of trend. But just thank you. Thank you for looking me in my eye and saying things that could make other people feel comfortable, that could make you feel uncomfortable, for discussing things. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you too.